possibly the dumbest thing to happen to me lately is when I was coming home yesterday on the interstate. Okay, 70-mile-an-hour interstate. All right. Here's the thing. So me and this truck, you know, we're passing a bunch of cars, whatever. It's cool, right? I get over to the right lane. He passes me going like probably 80 or something. I mean, 10 over, something like that. Anyway, so he passes me, goes in front of me, whatever. And this is like a big Chevy 3500, right? And I'm in my little like Honda Accord. Okay, so comparatively, you know, because that truck is like 20 years newer. Comparatively, right? That truck is huge. And my car is itty bitty. We're coming up on an exit. And there's a big pile of cars, right? Over in like the exit lane, right? Because this is where the exit starts to like split off a little bit before it actually like turns into, you know, the actual exit thing. It's like anyway, here's the thing. So there's a bunch of cars in that, right? The part of the exit that you could actually safely merge into, right? Like we way past that. In fact, we almost passed the entire exit itself, right? Like literally like a couple feet from the guardrail at this point, okay? So because there's a huge pile of cars already filling up the entire exit lane, I assumed, right? I assumed this guy wasn't going to get off at this exit, okay? So right after we pretty much passed the exit, okay, he turns his turn signal on and he starts hitting the brakes. I'm like, okay, maybe this guy's pulling over. Cool. So I ease onto the brakes a little bit, you know, getting ready to slow down, you know, and I check my mirror, make sure that if I had to get into the other lane, I could, right? Just in case I wanted to speedily get around this guy. All right. This guy comes to a complete stop. Complete stop on a 70-mile-an-hour freeway in the right lane. So he can cut in front of all those other cars on that exit. Are you stupid? Holy, like, bro, that cannot be for real. Who does that? Let me put this back on. My fault. Okay, who does that shit, bro? Complete stop in the middle of an interstate because you've basically missed your exit, but you're still gonna get on it. What is wrong with you, bro? I had to like slam on my brakes to be able to like stop. Like I wasn't able to stop because there's a car coming up behind me, right? And thankfully, right, when I said earlier that I already checked the mirror to make sure nobody's coming up on the right in case I need to move, I slam on the brakes. I'm screeching tires at this point, and I finally get over into the left lane to pass this guy, right? Now, I know y'all are gonna say I could have just got in the passing lane earlier, but am I wrong to assume that a dude isn't gonna make a complete stop on a 70-mile-an-hour freeway? Am I insane to think that? Because like that, just doing that is crazy. So I was able to swerve out the way. I did honk the horn a little bit. I didn't press and hold. Okay, I'm not evil. I just give him a little meep to be like, hey, don't do that shit. Okay, don't do that. The worst drivers never, ever, ever, ever miss an exit. Okay. Look, I've had a couple times, all right, where, you know, I'm about to miss my exit and I gotta like shimmy on over there pretty quick, right? And I understand how that can be annoying, okay, but there's still time for me to get into the exit lane, and I don't just cut across, you know, 4 different lanes to do that, and I also don't stop in the middle of the fucking freeway, bro. Okay, like, if you're gonna miss your exit, like by that much, okay, do not come to a complete stop while there are cars behind you in the middle of a freeway, okay? Look, bro, like, I get it. He put his turn signal on. He did have his brake lights on. But the amount of time it took him to stop was crazy. Because it was so rapid, I had to slam on my brakes while I'm already out of following distance, okay? Right? Slams on his brakes. I'm not expecting somebody to slam on their brakes on the freeway. So two things that you can learn from this, okay? First of all, never, ever, ever assume, okay, that the driver in front of you knows what the hell they're doing, okay? And if somebody puts their turn signal on right at the end of an exit, just assume that they're stupid and they're gonna, you know, get that insurance money either way. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. No matter how you look at it, me hitting the back of somebody else's car, that is somewhat on me. Like, no matter what. That's just kind of how it works, okay? When you see somebody do that, if you're able to get in the next lane over, please do. And see, this is why you check your mirrors, okay? Make sure you're able to get into the passing lane to go around this person, all right? And don't just swerve into the left lane to avoid them, because you're probably going to cause, you know, harm to the person in that other lane. So don't accidentally pit maneuver other people. Always keep a good following distance, because if I didn't, that bumper would have gone, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and if you're gonna drive like that, please don't do it in a huge truck, okay? Come on, bro. Like, it's always somebody in a truck, too. Why? It's always somebody in a truck or a Nissan Altima. Here's the thing, though. A Nissan Altima is not going to kill me. A truck will, right? A truck will, unless you're in another truck, which, like, But even then, like, all that comes down to is, like, well, if you want to be in a big vehicle because it makes you feel safer, just take the bus, bro. Like, that truck driver, he should just be taking the bus. I wish I could just mentally manifest, like, people's license disappearing just from doing that. Okay, anyway, I'm kind of going on a tangent. Okay? So, yeah, keep a safe following distance. Don't do what he did if you're gonna miss your exit. If you're gonna miss an exit, just miss it. It's not the end of the world, okay? Like, I understand you might be a couple minutes late to wherever you're going, but it's not worth putting other people's lives at risk to do that, okay? Do not come to a complete stop in the middle of a freeway. Do not cut across, you know, last second to get on your exit, like, basically, you know, shaving off your doors and stuff, hitting the guardrail and all that. And yeah, like, just stop, bro. Well, don't stop on the freeway, but I mean, stop doing this, okay? That's today's PSA, because, yeah, anyway, see y'all later. Have a great day.